I want you to challenge yourself, to push yourself right now. I want you to consider this to be your motivation to lock in right now before the summer ends. You know how they say what's meant for you won't miss you? I believe in that. However, whether or not you are ready for that thing when it comes is 100% up to you. So no, we cannot dictate God's plans, nor can we dictate his timing. But God is not going to give you anything that you are not ready and prepared for. So what are you waiting for? Let's stay ready so we don't have to get ready. It's time to lock in.
They say she
throwing dirt on my old name. Only gets worse when you know things. You don't see the perks of this whole thing, but you get real on the pill and I like it. You just like my sidekick, I just wanna ride, fulfill all your desires. Keep you in the front, never in the back, and never on the side. You're a real ass woman and I like it, I don't wanna fight. Look, you know I'm a rider, nothing left to hide, your other nigga tired. Talk about you like you never leave a side, but I don't really buy you. I'm moving quiet, all the things you try, yeah, let's just keep it private. Tell me, should I cut these other girls right out of my life, cause we never decided. Tell me how you feel inside, you a real ass woman and I like it. Yeah. I need you inspired, I need you excited, I don't wanna fight. Yeah. I figure out you figure out me, we both a different breed. I'm following your lead, I ask you what you need, you say it guaranteed. I mean, you say that like it's easy. You never believe me. Told ya I got keys for these other girls. Sleeping on them, girl, I'm sleepy. Sometimes I'm so indecisive. But you're a real ass woman and I like it. I don't wanna fight it.
Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If you are new here, my name is Bri. I am your Gen Zennial bestie, your virtual sis, working to successfully navigate her 20s in an attempt to thrive in her 30s. So what that looks like for me is consistently showing up and working toward becoming the best version of myself. So if that sounds appealing to you, please do yourself a favor and like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell because you're going to love all the kind of content that I'm bringing to you guys here. And for those who are reoccurring, y'all already know the vibes. So you guys already saw me have a very productive Saturday morning, might I add. Yes, today is Saturday. I've already went to the gym. I've had me a healthy breakfast lunch situation, had a nice relaxing shower, and took care of myself afterwards. And now I'm cute and I'm talking to you guys, and the purpose in showing you guys my fruitful and productive Saturday morning was to show that I don't care about the season, the day of the week, the weekend. I'm still going to go hard and work toward the things that I am passionate about at this time. Moreover, locking in has become something that is very important to me, and I don't want to just minimize it to having a winter arc or having the, the new year momentum that you pick up after the new year starts. And I've started to reallocate when it is appropriate for me to lock in. And I will preface this by saying those who are reoccurring to this channel know that I'm having a bombshell diaries and bombshell preparation for my bombshell B-day and all those things. So yes, I am sprinting and locking in preparation for my birthday. However, my birthday is in less than 2 weeks. It's not really practical that I'm going to see any crazy results between now and then. I have seen results over the grand scheme of things, the grand scheme of time that I've been working on myself, but I'm going hard for me. I'm realizing that locking in is not just preparation for some kind of result, but rather it's an adjustment, a lifestyle adjustment that I'm trying to get more comfortable at. And I believe wholeheartedly that you guys should do the same. If you want to get closer to becoming the best versions of yourselves, I challenge you to not just attribute locking in to certain times of the year, but I want you to lock in right now. I want you to challenge yourself, to push yourself right now. I want you to consider this to be your motivation to lock in. Let's lock in before the summer ends, okay? Let's do that. Let's not wait for the summer to be over. Let's not wait for the new year or for the holidays or for when it's cold outside. I want y'all to lock in right now before the summer ends. And I'm gonna tell you 3 reasons why. So if you are someone who has been thinking about locking in, but you just keep falling off the wagon, you feel it in your gut, you feel the spirit pushing you to do something for yourself. However, you just haven't been able to lock in. You haven't had that self-discipline and that motivation to do so. You're just kind of dancing around it. I'm telling you right now, this is gonna be the video for you, and you're gonna want to watch this until the end, because I'm going to provide you with 3 very practical, realistic I don't even know the word, but something that just like 3 reasons that are going to make very, very good sense as to why you need to lock in right now, okay? Let's lock in before the summer ends. Here's your motivation to do so. Let's get into it. The first reason that you should lock in right now before the summer ends is because if you can lock in right now during the summer, you can lock in at any point. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of people attribute their arcs and their villain arcs or their villain eras or their locked in time to right after the new year or leading up to the new year. Essentially, the winter arc thing is a thing because it's when people have the tendency to be a little bit more disciplined. You're less likely to go outside. You are approaching the holidays. It is a little bit harder around the holidays specifically, but that like fall to winter era, people are going to the gym. People aren't going outside as much. There's less reasons to act bad and act big backed in the wintertime besides the holidays. So it's often attributed to then, and that's because it's a lot harder to be disciplined in the summer. However, if you build up that stamina to lock in during the summer, there is nothing that you can't achieve in my book, okay? And this is not just like, oh, as far as health and wellness, I be using the big back thing like pretty often as a point of reference or an example, but in terms of anything, working towards any goal that you have, if you find a way to build up that stamina and that momentum in the summertime, I believe that all of the other seasons for you will be slight. You will have a much easier time saying no to things if you can say no to things during the summer. If you can tell your girls you can't make it on that vacation because you have financial goals that you're trying to work on, it's a lot harder to say no to the trip to Bali, okay? It's a lot harder to say no to that Miami trip and everything. Oh yeah, I know somebody going out there, everybody paying for everything. All you gotta do is get your flight. It's hard to say no to that one. I know. Okay? But you have to if you have things that you're working toward. It's harder to say no to the day parties and the rooftops and the happy hours when it's hot outside. And I remember back in the day, like when the weather would get to a certain point, it would just feel and smell like liquor. Like, is it just me? I would wake up like, oh my gosh, it's 70 degrees. It feels like day drinking outside. Like, it doesn't even feel like the weather. It feels like day drinking. Maybe that's because I went to Penn State where it was always cold, but nonetheless, there is something in the air. There is something in the air and water around the summertime that just makes it hard to say no to things, especially when you have goals in mind. But building up that stamina and that momentum during the hardest times is most important. And you may be the opposite. You may be like, well, I hate the summer. It's hot. I don't like being hot. I don't like sweating. I don't like going outside really anyway. So for me, I be locked in during the summer, and the winter time is when I be struggling. Cool, I'll give you that. But then we're gonna get into number 2. The second reason that you need to lock in now before the summer ends is because if not now, then when? For the people who say they have no problem locking in, but the other times is when they be struggling, or they try to dictate, oh, well, if I just start around this month when the weather is like this and the time is like this and the energy is this way and I have these things going on, I have these funds, I have this ability, and the kids are back in school, it sounds like excuses to me. Yeah, It does. It does. In fact, how reason number one helps you to build up your stamina and your momentum for working on yourself and locking in. I believe that any reason that you might decide, like, if not now, I'll do it this time, I'll do it that time, is building up your stamina for procrastination. If you want to become a better procrastinator, I'm sorry, honey, this is the wrong video for you. This might be the wrong channel for you, because you're not going to see that over here. I don't play those games. Not only do I absolutely love like working ahead, but I sincerely value one's ability to rip a band-aid off and get to it. Because if not now, then when? Quite actually, if not now, then when? Procrastination is such a detrimental thing as it pertains to everything. If you are not healthy now and you weren't healthy yesterday, and you're like, well, if I start today, I'm not going to get healthy tomorrow, so I might as well just wait until September after this. I might as well just wait until November when it's cold. I might as well just wait. No, you're like, the longer you put it off, the more likely you are to never get to it. The more likely you are to put off starting that business, or getting in that gym, or eating healthy, or that content creator journey of yours. Like, whatever it is, no matter what, it's not going to become any less of a hurdle the more that you put it off. In fact, the hurdle is only going to get larger and larger and larger the more that you put it off. So I want to hold your hand when I say this. Stop procrastinating. It's not helping you. It is making this harder for you. And locking in now is like ripping that band-aid off. The longer that you take to pull it off, the more that it hurts. So just get to it. Like, let's just get to it. What are we waiting for? Lastly, but certainly not least, and I'm sure if I really took the time to think and sit with some more ideas, I could give you a plethora of reasons as to why you should lock in now before the summer ends. But for the third reason that I want you to take away from this video, and one of the most important, in my opinion, is that if you knew how good it could get, you wouldn't be waiting. I'm gonna say that again. I want you to really take the time to listen to me. If you knew how good it could get, I'm 100% sure that you would not be putting it off. Hear me out. Imagine if you knew that you were 175 hard away from having the body of Tiana Taylor. Imagine if you knew, this one's about to hit home for me. Imagine if you knew that you were one YouTube video away from success, from monetization, from several streams of income, from that brand deal of your dreams. Imagine if you knew you were one video away. You would be like, oh, grab the camera, pull it out. Where's the ring light? Like, you would be on it. You would be on it. But because you don't know, you're putting it off. Why lock in? You've been locking in maybe here and there, on and off for X amount of times, and nothing has happened that you are taking the time to address and to look at, because quite actually you probably have made significant progress in whatever area of your life you actually are locking in about and locking in for, but it's hard to see from the outside in when you're constantly focused on the results. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. Right now, what we're talking about is the fact that you are low-key having a lack of faith by deciding to put off working toward what you're being called to do, what you are feeling convicted to work on. By pushing off your locked-in era, you're saying, like, I don't want to say that you can block your blessings, because I don't believe that you can block your blessings, but I think you could definitely delay them. Definitely think that you can delay them significantly. Like, you say you want these things for yourself, but you're not willing to put in the effort and the discipline, or you're not willing to lock in to make sure that you're prepared for those things when they come. Like, to be honest, I've been working on my content creator journey for a long time, but I haven't built up this consistency relatively until now, until I started this brand new channel in February. I have never been this consistent ever. If I were to have gotten like this brand deals and collaborations, monetization and partnerships and everything else way back when I was posting once a month, I was not going to be able to withstand that. I wasn't. These big brands was going to come and they was never going to work with me ever again, and I was going to ruin these good relationships, or these profitable relationships potentially, because I was not in the right mindset to be working on this. Like, I've started to work on my craft consistently, and I've gotten significantly better, might I add. Those videos, sometimes I go back and look at my old videos, I'm like, sheesh, I could have did a little bit better. I could have I was looking crazy, or the edits was a little crazy, or the music was a little bit loud, audio not leveled. Like I've come such a long way, and that's what I am saying. Like by choosing to lock in, you are perfecting whatever it is that you're working on. If you're trying to get your body right, the more that I know it's gonna take time. Everybody's metabolism is different, and you want these results so bad, but the more you work on it, the more you'll realize, okay, I was doing this so hard. I was running, trying my darndest to run, but because I locked in and I did the research and I started to actually put effort into this goal that I have, I'm exposed to different things. I don't need to expend unnecessary energy trying to sprint when 10K steps a day has been doing the body just right. Or maybe you realized that you were putting all this energy into the gym, but it took for you to lock in to realize all you had to do was tighten up on that diet, and boom, now you got Tiana Taylor's abs. Like what? But the more that you put it off, the less likely you are to perfect your craft, to learn the necessary things that are going to get you to where you need to be. Every part of the journey matters. And that's what I think that our generation, specifically talking to the Gen Zers, but you know, whoever needs to hear this needs to hear this. But specifically, the generation that we're currently in is so result focused, so end goal focused, that we don't take the time to realize that overnight successes, one, aren't common, and two, they are not sustainable. And I hate to break it to you, we all have the desire to wake up one day and look like Megan Thee Stallion. We all have the desire to wake up one day and to be paid, okay, and to have the bag. We all want that, but that's not practical. The longer that you put off locking in and working toward what it is that you want for yourself, all of that knowledge that you were supposed to be getting during that era of what you're locking in, you're tripling that time. Because you think that you don't have to learn, you think you can skip steps, and it doesn't work that way. Stop trying to jump to the end and fast forward your results, as opposed to simply working on the things that you need to. I promise you, it sounds a lot easier said than done, but if you knew how good it could get, you would not waste a single second locking in. You would lock in years ago if you knew where it is that you were supposed to go, if you knew the plans that God had for you. Come on, somebody. I don't even know what verse that is, but I know it's a verse. If you knew the plans that God had for you, you would not be wasting any time. You would be locking in today. So I say all of that to say, I think that you have the capability, the potential, and more reasons than necessary. Because I think the only reason you need is the fact that you woke up this morning and you were blessed to see another day. Let's lock in. But if you needed reasons, I just gave you 3 pretty good ones as to why you should lock in before the summer ends. So hopefully this did something for you. I feel more motivated just having spoken to y'all about it, but I really hope that y'all are motivated after watching it. Let me know in the comments what it is that you are working on, that you're trying to lock in to achieve. And if you're gonna lock in before the end of the summer, drop this emoji in the comments, because I want to see how many people I was able to reach, how many people are actually about that business. It's not about the talk, but it's about the walk, okay? Okay. Thank you so much for watching. If y'all haven't already, please do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe, because one of the things I'm trying to lock in about before the summer ends is this here channel and my content creator journey. So if you guys could support, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, that is all that I have for y'all. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.